Depends on how successful you are.
Mm.
Now, the true question is, Ren, what happened last time?
Well, we began. It's been a bit of a time, but we began with, I believe, the not necessarily break of the group, but everyone going about their different paths. As Shays, of course, was talking with Cheshire about what happened with Xerxes, as she had learned from Strahd, and our lovely vampire hunter coming up to us as we were discussing such things, with wanting to know more, essentially, as Mr. Rudolph von Richten uh, seem to be in a bit more in the know, like everyone who's come from a different world to Strahd's kingdom. And the spell he did to reassure everyone that Sage was not a traitor, basically, especially for Miro, was bullshit. He knows it was bullshit, but group cohesion was the most important. Regardless, he wanted to hear it from us, as we, well, Sage at the very least, broke it down a bit more, explained that I really think Strider really wants to die, man. I really think this is what he wants, because this is if that's not the case, either this is a very elaborate ploy where no benefit seems to really come from it, or at the very least, he's really really good at showing off that he's fucking miserable. And while he was hearing her out, he seemed to be still skeptical, not really believing, either believing that more likely Sage has been lied to than anything else. Regardless, his biggest concern was the fact that it seems like we have been watched, that when they came for Xerxes, they knew exactly where to find us and didn't seem to be at all surprised what we were doing, which means that secrecy and staying under the radar was a moot point, essentially, especially for someone like him who usually works without being noticed by his hunts. And based on what Sage and Cheshire told him, the best option is to try something a little more radical, essentially. That the other group was split off to go deal with the situation at hand at another town, while they were going back to court to gather intel and information and hopefully keep an eye on things, because right now, well, we are a bit lost in the dark. And if what Sage is true, then maybe Straw will be an ally. If it's not, then we need to know what we could do to take care of the situation. As they went off to go deal with Aragao, and we went off back to the castle. Of course, not before Carl said one last goodbye to Cheshire with a bit of a humorous joke about not pissing too many people off, of course. And we watched them go as we made our way, trying to decide how we were going to respond forward. Though we had a bit of a pause as we saw a carriage waiting for us, and the door opening and stepping inside showed off to be, well, Patrina, seemingly waiting for us and wanting to take us to the castle without too much discomfort. As she sat down and laid out a deal, we'll say, or a conversation, negotiation, whatever you want to call it, talking about her plans and the tightrope she seems to be living in, essentially, and that she rather have allies than enemies. She explained that she pulled a fast one over the goddess Shar and should continue to do so and make sure her plans did not succeed, and maybe she had a little hand at ensuring that would be the case. That this has all been a careful game of chess that she's been going through with the god. Seems to hopefully maybe amping it up, and asks essentially for our thoughts and see if we were in to help her out in this regard. And I believe Sage was a bit reluctant. Cheshire seems to brought out the point that violence is what she knows and what she does best. So probably what she's been doing anyway. So why would she say no? And Sage ultimately, the idea of getting back at any Shar worshiper or priest, as long as it's them, of course, and this Patrina's not lying, was fine with going with that. As we said goodbye, and Patrina gave us a bit of what to do next, especially as we left. I believe Cheshire went off to talk with the military, get closer into the ranks, build that trust, especially since it seems like there's been a bit of imbalance going on in court. And, well, seeing the werewolves, apparently the werewolves doing the training, as well as the commander. I can't remember her name right now. No, it was, no, Sasha, yes. The commander, Sasha, watching them. And as Sage and, not Sage, but Cheshire and her spoke, she talked about what she plans to do. Maybe continue fighting if nothing else. Nothing better really to do. But Sasha saw, well, having seen Cheshire fight in the last battle that they had, invasion they had, and seeing the merits of having someone like her around, actually asked her advice or assistance with helping lead the more human side, as her disposition means it's a lot harder to keep an eye on the troops when she can't go out and correct them in daylight, and making sure that they can build a much better fighting force to hopefully balance this out a bit more. And Cheshire seems to be willing to do so. She's led raids before, and and of course, with other heroes during her time, so it wouldn't be an impossible task for her, which seems to be something that they both look forward to. And of course, Sage would often go say hello to Strahd after big debating about what to do next, as she laid out exactly what was going on and what has been transpiring with the group. That's Rudolph's reaction, the distrust, the new plan essentially, and of course Strahd revealing more of the relationship with Trina, unique relationship with Trina and him share, the betrayal, the misunderstandings, the deaths, the carnage, and what they are today essentially. And Trina's tasked with the Dark Elves, her people, all that she killed, and only her brother still exists. And Sage took note of that at the very least. Regardless, things aren't necessarily horrible, but they're not really going that great either. I think that's where it ended last. Us drinking in the study room, Cheshire out trying to get with the military, and the other group, Rudolph and the rest, going off to hopefully maybe save Aragel or maybe do something else as well.
Yeah. So, as Cheshire will be busy with acquainting, at least acquainting herself with the local Barovian knights.
Mm-hmm.
Sage, what's your next move though at the castle?
See, there's not much she can really do because the one thing she would like to do is talk to the brother of Katrina.
And
But he,
always request Shroud to help you. Just even if you're gonna be eventually noticed, but he might be able to quickly transport you to Lascalf camp. He can also
yeah,
manipulate the mists quite well.
yeah, as long as it doesn't get him in too much trouble, because I think that's what he's been trying to hide from Katrina, if I remember correctly.
Now listen, does he look like he can get into much more trouble?
You never know. You never know.
What's she's gonna do? Kill him?
That's also true. So she might kill me, but that's also true. But yeah, if Strahd allows, she will ask his help with. Hopefully, have a one and have a conversation with her, the last living family member of Katrina.
Kind of like when you say that, he'll raise his eyebrow and says, "What for?"
Curiosity's sake, if nothing else. To be honest, the only one who really knows what happened the day it all went down, right? And to see what his side of the story looks like.
I need a distraction though.
Ooh, yeah, distraction. Distraction. What are your thoughts? Give me some ideas here, because we can go really big, or we can go pretty fucking big.
Hmm. Have ideas in mind?
Okay, first of all, who are we trying to distract?
The Archmage, of course.
Mm-hmm. We can't make a giant fire. That would be my first thought process. What would keep the? Because all I know would keep her busy is if someone does magic that will piss her off, or maybe Shard causing trouble.
Well, that's my second plan.
Mm.
Food. Well, the mists are a fickle thing.
Mm.
And, well, if during daylight there's a stream of invaders attacking, she can't leave everything to the vampire knights.
That's true. Okay. That could be something. Though the only worry, just to make sure I understand, is he saying that he's gonna get some invaders to come here to cause some
Yeah,
problems,
he's
or
gonna
wait for them
like
to...
fuck with the mists so that it makes it easier for invaders to come in through them.
Mm.
And he's gonna make sure it's during the day so that she can't just deploy the vampires against them. So because it's the Barovian knights and maybe some of the Moon Guard as well, they'll be weaker, and then she has to kind of keep an eye on them.
Mm. Now the only thing I have to worry is gonna be, are you gonna be all right with that, or are your people gonna be all right with that?
There's a lot of wilderness in Barovia. To the next to a town unless we want it to be quite a scandal. I would rather avoid unnecessary deaths.
Yeah. I want my curiosity to get people killed if I can avoid it. And well, once I have the conversation, how would I be able to get back without hopeful notice?
Well, well, hopefully, I'm not sure how much time, but you'll. Once I think the fighting is about to be done, there will be a window. First time I send you out is when she sends out the army.
Mm.
And the time I bring you back is the time when she brings back the army. And it should hopefully pass underneath the radar.
Okay. Risky, dangerous, possibly death-inducing. I like it.
You think you can talk to your friend and see if she is up for this?
Yeah, I'll talk with Cheshire, get her thoughts on the matter. I understand if she doesn't want to go with it, but I'd rather not leave her in the dark if I can avoid it.
I believe she's been training with them in the courtyard for the last day or so.
Ooh. Well, she's been making a lot of friends with with those guys, if nothing else. I'll go have a chat with her.
I'll kind of nod and sort of let you be on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find Cheshire and courtyard probably even early in the morning, going another round with some of the knights sparring.
Gotcha. I think she will wait until an opportune time where she's noticed because she doesn't want to interrupt.
Well, I assume you will take a break at some point, Cheshire. So
I mean, yeah, of course.
Hey, seem to be working pretty hard out there.
Hi. Spoken with Sasha. Apparently, these will be my men to leave soon enough.
Ah. You the look about you have a commanding presence there, so I can see you leading an army.
I've never commanded more than a few people before, but how hard can it be?
Well, you have that inspiring charisma about you. I feel like I can follow you into battle, and I think I'll be okay. More than usual. But I want to make sure, are we alone, right, Grunt? No one's
yeah, no one's within earshot right now.
okay. There's this situation may pop up. It will make a opportunity for me to slip out without notice, and hopefully slip back in without notice. But it also means there may be trouble that's going to take everyone's eyes, keep everyone's attention.
Shia will just nod.
Because I don't want to, well, cause too much trouble for you, and I just want to make sure you know.
Yeah, be no trouble at all. Besides, need to lead them in battle need to lead them in a proper fight before they actually accept me.
True. This will be proving your mettle and all that. Very well then. I just I assume, how does Cheshire look? Is she happy? Is she the same as she usually is?
Oh yes, no, they actually she looks very happy right now. Like actually having the chance to spar, actually does make her very happy. Shire does enjoy combat.
You look good, Cheshire. Really. I think this is the brightest I've seen you shine since we've gotten here. Next to, of course, talking to Carl.
Combat is in my blood. That's what my parents did. That's what their parents did. That's what my children will do. One day, when I have them.
Oh, a family lady, I see. Well, gotta make sure you let Carl know first, of course.
It's actually a blush at that. This
Sage
is no
just
time.
smiles.
This is no time. Unfortunately, this is no time to talk of such delicate matters.
Of course. Ah, take care, Cheshire. I'll see you when I get back.
Stay safe, Sage.
Always do. And she will pat you on the shoulder and take her leave, presumably.
Yeah. And as you meet back up with Shroud, well, is she in agreement?
Yeah. She seems to look forward to it. Combat says this is a chance to test and prove her worth, apparently. So he's pretty happy, actually.
Always a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, it is.
There's like clearly a very faded and nostalgic memory that she probably like reminisces.
Ah, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder if I can. I'm not sure if she doesn't often try to touch Straw, mostly because she doesn't know if he's comfortable with that or not. Hey, it's gonna be all right, Straw. Come on. I told you, it's me. It's gonna be fine.
Still, do be careful. I
Ah.
don't know how the centuries might have changed, Casimir.
Yeah. Well, time always moves forward and all that. We'll hopefully have a lovely conversation, and if not, I'll be running for my life, and when I see your window, I'll be back here. No problems.
So yeah, you'll start casting this quite intricate, complicated spell. As Cheshire, as you're like taking a break in the courtyard, uh, there's like there's the sound of like bells being rung as an alarm gets generally like raised. As I'm not sure if you react in any way.
Is it the same bell that would have rang the first time, like invasion happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is going to react by calling out to the men that yeah, practice is over, boys. Arm up. Get ready to leave. Get ready to head out.
As you see Elka running towards you, says, the Knight Commander is asking you for you in her office now.
Yeah, Shai will nod and go to the office.
As you quickly rush and you walk in, Sasha looks at you with a bit of a frown on her face. Well, I was hoping you would have had a bit more time to get accustomed, but well, best bonds are forged on the battlefield.
Shai nods at that. It's the only place where metal is really revealed.
We are dealing with a rather large incursion coming, well, quite close by. East of the village, to the east gates, a large host will be marching its way through. I will have you and the men be deployed nearby the village. Make sure to coordinate with the local militia, entrench your position there, and well, you have to last until nightfall when we can deploy the vampiric knights.
Understood.
Have maybe an hour or two, at most 3, to prepare. Gather up the men. You will be departing immediately.
She will raise the fist to her chest and she will walk out to gather the men.
Yeah, as the soldiers are going around, putting their gear on, as you will also see the much less armored individuals that are clearly the werewolves also stand on guard, waiting for you. You haven't been able to build that much rapport with them, so they're like looking at you as if they would be looking at. It's not disrespect, but they don't know what to think of you yet. It's curiosity, but clearly they're not taking you too seriously.
All right.
As one of them would step forward as he sort of presents himself as I believe you're the commander in charge for this mission. We'll follow your orders, I guess. Just make sure to tell us what to do. You've done this before, right?
The Shire will nod. I've led men into battle before.
Good. Good. Not a total amateur. Well, we stand awaiting your orders. See, does a very lazy salute.
Yeah, the Shire will. I mean, yeah, tell the men what their objectives is. Fortify the village, defend until nightfall. Expect contact with the enemy an hour after they get there. And yeah, she'll, I assume, lead them through a portal being prepared, or are they just going to the village on foot?
No, because you would never reach it on time. No, they're gonna open a portal through the mist. As I was gonna be very mean. I'm not gonna be.
How are you going to be mean?
I could have used Dick's picture. It's a werewolf commander, but no. I'm not gonna be a
That would have been
hack.
funny.
It would have been funny, but I'm not yet that much of a hack. Not yet.
Ah, come on, Grud.
Uh, but yeah, as you step through the mists as you arrive in the village, Bildrath is there with a couple of sort of local guards, almost looking expectantly at you. Then it kind of like looks at you. There's a bit of a shock because he didn't probably expect you to be here. How can I assist our... How can I assist you?
As I assume, like, the militia's already assembled.
Partially, there's not that many people. Probably not, actually, because you can see like a couple of people, but they're not... He hasn't been organizing them properly, that's for sure.
Yeah, she'll simply tell him matter-of-factly, the enemy is expected in an hour, perhaps sooner. Gather the able-bodied, militia or otherwise, and begin and assist in the fortification of the village.
He like nods and then like turns to the man to his side and says, "You heard the woman? Go now." Like, well, I don't. He just starts like gets shoved away. This isn't looking to part of the locals.
No, Cheshire will have not. Cheshire's not going to have any good things to say about Bildrath. This wouldn't have happened if they wouldn't be this ill-prepared if Ismark was still here.
Yeah, that's true. As at the very least, your men though, they do start immediately building sort of, because this place does have its own like small set of fortifications. They're just kind of enhancing them, sort of digging ditches, planting spikes. As well, while the men are sort of limited, the werewolves though, now they possess a physical prowess that allows them to achieve these tasks much faster than normal, as you will take advantage of the time you have left, as people are sort of rushing from the outskirts in the farmlands and sort of getting behind the walls. As there's like one of the guards approaches you with a hurried breath. Commander, there's a bit of a commotion in town. It requires your assistance right now.
Shia nods. She goes to check it out.
As you're walking, he's gonna explain. They're having a conflict. There's apparently the old burgomaster, I think, has returned. It's complicated. You'll see. As indeed, once you reach the sort of town square, you will see Ismark is there, sort of armed and ready, as he's like shouting out Bildrath. And there's like Donovich trying to sort of mediate between the two of them. There's like a crowd of people gathered, scared, confused. Some of them are like happy to see Ismark, but Bildrath is sort of shouting that he has no business coming back here.
Shia makes the way through the crowd. She is just going to like fucking slink the axe, like let the heft of it fall to the ground to get attention.
Yeah, they'll both stop and look at you. As Bildrath will immediately say, my lady, this man is now walking back in town and demanding authority back. This is highly unprecedented. He has no authority, no right anymore here. He resigned.
She'll look at Ismark.
Ismark will say, I did, but then, I was visiting, and, well, it looks like you need some help. You can't even organize the militia properly, Bildrath. Go back into your house and wait for all this to be over. As Bildrath is clearly annoyed at this, and he'll point out, say, and it's just a coincidence. You show up just hours before the invaders are here. Sounds to me like maybe you would like to tell us what you know about this, Ismark. It sounds like maybe you're in cahoots. What if you just opened the gates? You sabotaged everything from the inside.
In hearing that, Cheshire is distinctly unimpressed. As she will actually say, how much time has passed?
Probably like an hour, roughly.
Yeah, she will simply say, the enemy approaches soon. Bildrath, arm yourself and get ready for combat, or go in with the civil, or go in with the infirm, the elderly, and the young.
You're saying Bildrath goes with the elderly and Ismark arms himself?
Basically, she should have saying like Bildrath, either like get a weapon and get ready for the fight that's coming, or go with the civilians who can't fight. Because Ismark is armed and ready to fight.
Yeah, he looks at this and kind of like this is not over. This is not over, and he just like turns around and like walks away. As Ismark will sort of give you a nod as he like starts ordering these people, and the moment he starts to spring into action, it's clear to you that he does know these folks. It's probably much better acquainted with the military side of the settlement.
Oh yeah, Cheshire will be relieved at that, and she'll honestly she'll discuss with him because she admittably she has no idea how to actually, because remember she's been in combat, she's only been on the offensive. Running a defensive operation is not her skill set, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Ismark's dad was vital to building a lot of the defenses, so he'll sort of point out the layout, he'll point out weak spots in the walls, he'll point out how you could sort of lure the enemies. He'll spend about 15 minutes with you making a few kill boxes even in the town itself. as you still mobilize the general populace into buildings like these barricades. So yeah, it definitely seems like he knows. He probably, this place doesn't get attacked too often, but this man has deep knowledge on how to best prepare for such a rare situation.
That's good.
As yeah, eventually you sort of settled in, and it's, you do see in the distance this sort of almost like it's like columns of smoke rising from the forest, as you are pretty sure whatever fighting force is about to be upon you, it's not gonna be a small one, and this is not gonna be necessarily like you're not winning this fight. You just have to hold on until the actual forces can be deployed. Um. Meanwhile, Sage, you
Mm.
take at the same time that the portal opens for the village, you will be sent into a small tent. You kind of step through, and it's, well, it's quite dark in here. You see the silhouette of a man sort of sitting in a chair and almost just sort of his look lost in space, not focused on anything.
Oh, I apologize for the interruption. I was hoping to knock at the door, but it seems a bit rude.
They, I, he looks a bit surprised you here and says, "Who are you?"
My name's Sage. Happy to meet you. And she like extends her hand to hopefully shake it.
He very lazily shakes it just like once and then stops.
And this is the part where you tell me your name.
My name is Casimir, but if you've teleported here, I assume you have already know who I am.
Yes, but it seems rude not to at least go through the proper etiquette. People get all very antsy about that.
What does my sister want?
Hell if I know. I'm not here because of your sister. Well, I am here because of your sister, but not because she asked me to. She doesn't really know I'm here, actually. She might get mad at me about that if she finds out.
Very well,
I'm
speak your mind.
I'm here. Well, I have a question. I'm hoping you have a few answers, or at least a way to paint a bit of picture for what's going on. I wanted to know what happened all those years ago. Day Katrina came and told you all what she planned, and the day you attacked her, and the day, well, what it was.
I see your scheme. I see your scheme system. Send someone, drudge up the past. Quite an amusing little thing.
Look, I, I assume. How does he look? He looks like a regular person. Does he have any like
Let
obvious
me.
scarring like Katrina does?
Yeah, he's not like good. I should have. He looks old, tired, a faded out elf. It looks blind as well. Most you can see, but it's quite dark. There's only like a couple of rays of light that sort of shine through.
Look, I'm sorry. This isn't. I know this isn't a nice thing for you, and I know it's gonna be ugly, but and it's selfish what I'm doing. I need to understand because Well, no one knows what happened. Not a single person. And Patrina's plans? What she intends to do? No fucking clue. I need to understand. And I hope
Me,
you can help me with that.
give me a secure advantage. What's
I gotcha.
the make it or break it roll? This is a
Can I add
mess with a
any?
match. Would be funny.
Don't say that, God. You cursed me already. Do I add anything, kitsune or anything like that, or
No,
spiritual knowledge?
because you're just kind of
Yeah.
making trying to
Yeah.
persuade him with logic and fact.
Yeah, I gotcha. You said with wits?
Yeah.
God damn it.
The weak hit. Okay, it's not a
Yeah.
failure. No, but listen, a miss with the match would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, it looks at you. Is it someone? Is it Rahadin then? As the
Nope.
old man finally decided to take matters into his own hands.
Assume those two are still doing their cat fight, I presume. I don't really talk to Rohaden. Seems like a by the books type of guy.
One of the Vistani that brought you here through the mist, or my sister.
Would it make you feel better if I had some big bad playing behind the scenes?
Oh, it matters not. Suffering is what I'm condemned to.
Yeah, it seems what a lot of people seem to be condemned to in this place.
The
Which is
day it happened, the day it all started. She came to us. She informed us of a great dark pact she made with rather malevolent powers, siphoning Shar's magic for her own. People reacted poorly. See, the past, we were quite opposed to the Mother Knight, our whole elk. Came with this news to try and justify, well, her behavior. I always knew that she was manipulating the Count, playing to his insecurities, his, well, lack of love, always offering him just what he needed, always pushing him to be more ambitious, more ruthless, always demanding he acquiesce to her desires. The tribe, everyone rejected her. We realized, I realized, she told the ritual. I realized she was planning on dragging us all into the Shadowfell. This sick and twisted ambition of hers. And I did it. I was the first one to attack her. Try and kill her. Right then and there. Of course, others joined in. She escaped, though. By the time we reached the castle, it was too late. Her plans worked. Count underwent the ritual, fed on the blood of his loved ones, made her into his vampiric equal. Then they came with a bloody vengeance. She killed everyone that would have been old enough to remember. Everyone except me. Now I saw, as she told me back then, I remember it. Said, I will watch every generation grow up. Not only will they worship her, admire her, view her as the martyr that we've made her into, but that all of our people will be the most devout worshippers of Shar herself. She liked the irony, you see. I watched centuries go by, generation after generation, more devout, history being rewritten, cruelties of the Count eventually settled as her rule solidified. Here I am still. Watch more misery. And now you come to remind me all my failures in the past. As you can see, like, he is very emotional. Like, he is at this point sort of tearing up almost.
If he allows, she's gonna slowly put her hand over his or try to give him
Yeah.
some form of, like, I don't know. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Is it all that it was? Some grand power play?
It's unlimited power, immortality, followers. Now she gets to mock Shar in her own domain. It's to mock us, the family that rejected her. Well, I never knew of the Count aware of her machinations. I assume he's not gonna enjoy the fruits of his labor for long.
Why is that?
She was always just using him. I genuinely think he loved her. I wonder if he ever realized the deception. If he did, I can only take comfort in the fact that he suffered for all the suffering he has inflicted onto others. May he be as miserable as any of us.
Is there no way to break it? No way to undo what has been done?
Don't know. There are the pact spoke of it to me. Suppose if this place stops siphoning power from Shar, this whole spell will be unraveled. The land will be brought back to its rightful place. As how you can achieve that, not exactly sure. Kill Strahd, for example, would be an easy thing to do. One were merely close enough to him, that would undo the spell.
He seemed to be very fucking powerful. I don't think a dagger to the rib cage would be what it takes.
Depends on the dagger.
He stops as she stills for a moment. And what dagger would that be?
One blessed by Lathander himself.
And then I'm sure those are somewhere in market I can find, or
There's one in the town nearby, buried. The crypts of his greatest warrior.
I see.
No vampire
Thank
may touch it. But I will
I
warn
see.
you, if you take this artifact out of its tomb, it can be corrupted and it can be used for great evil.
Ugh. Is there a manual how to keep it uncorrupted? Should I don't know, put a couple dips in the holy water every once in a while?
Do not let my sister or the Lich get their hands on him.
Okay. Thank you, Casimir. Truly, I appreciate it. And you're actually correct about Strahd. He is suffering. And I think he'll continue to suffer for as long as he lives. Or as much as living can be done for him.
There is
So,
another way. You would entertain an old man's idea.
well, have I been discourteous by barging in here? So, of course.
One does not need skill. Strahd to free the people. And free the people together.
How?
Do you think Shar appreciates charade?
I presume not.
Quite simple. I can petition her. Her aid. Can have the entire land expelled into the real world.
What does it mean to get the help of misery itself?
probably gonna cost me. I'm old. I don't mind bracing the void much.
Wow. Maybe we can go halfies on that punishment then.
Sorry, what did you say?
She's saying like we can go half on those punishments. She's like, I'm not. She's trying to make a joke, but she's not. She's saying like I'm not gonna let you take this price by yourself, essentially. It's I would feel very like shit if I just let you take the fall for that.
I truly don't know what the price is. Char always collects.
She does.
That means that all these innocents can escape this endless dusk. I'm more than fine with it. And it's a ritual I can do. Just need to be at the place of the original pact. I assume if you can sneak here, you can sneak in the castles.
Absolutely.
He's gonna get up. Gonna sort of pull out this scroll and this like small ruby, I'll say. Bring this to the ritual site in the castle. Not sure where it is. Place this gemstone in the middle. And, well, bring this offer to Char herself. Well, I'll trust you know what to do then.
What'll do? Following orders is what I do best. She will carefully take the items off his hands.
Now you're gonna sit here for awkwardly for like another fucking
Uh,
6 hours.
Listen, I think because I don't think she can walk back to the castle, but she's
No.
gonna have idle talk with him. I have if she's allowed to, she
So,
will
how's the weather?
give him some mooncake and talk to him about I don't know Faerun, I guess, and what it means to what happens if it was expelled from this place. What that means for them.
Yeah, you ask, and yeah, honestly, given the way he describes, there's definitely let me look at my Faerun map.
Very important. Casimir, where was Barovia before it got launched? Before it got stuck in here?
The best place in Faerun. Sword
Sword
Coast. It's always the Sword Coast.
I'm sorry to hear about that. Now listen, we should still do this, but we're gonna have to be ready when we get out. Statistically, there will be a world-ending disaster when we leave.
The question is where this.
If you want to be if you want to make it really terrible, you can say it's the fucking Sword Coast North around the Neverwinter Woods or Silver Marches area.
Yeah, because
That's the really bad area.
I'm trying to, because I'm looking at the Barovia map, and it has to be forest, high mountains. So it definitely has to be somewhere near like a high mountain range.
Oh, north of Faerun, if you go to the like northern area of where like past Neverwinter Wood, that's where you get the spine of the world.
Yeah.
So called the huge fuck off mountain range.
Is that a bit too cold?
That might actually be a little too cold.
I'm
Yeah, the
looking.
climate. That's
I'm looking actually south of Baldur's Gate, like the Cloud Peaks area.
that would also work. And honestly, the area around Baldur's Gate is not that bad compared to the north.
That would also explain why there's like a random tribe of elves here, because I believe that the elves are like in this region. There's a lot of them.
Listen, the elves are fucking everywhere, man. There's elves in the Neverwinter Wood too, but they're mostly Fey though.
I could also put it near the fucking near Waterdeep. Be kind of
Fucking
funny.
Open Lord Silverhand. A whole country has just appeared. What?
Like, God fucking damn it.
Honestly, Silverhand would probably take that the best out of any prospective leader, since she's like a fucking archmage herself. Like, a pocket dimension burst. Okay. Well, easy enough explanation.
What the fuck is Darkhold? Isn't this like the fucking...
I think that's where the Zentrum are based out of, I think.
What if I spawn them in that area though? Kind of
Yeah, I mean,
funny.
it would give it would be the only area where like we would be completely justified in beating the fucking shit out of the native inhabitants, because the Zentrum are like a slaving and thieving criminal gang. And they're led by Manchun, another crazy fucking wizard. They haven't led by Manchun, they're led by a fucking clone of Manchun. Yeah, because Manchun made like 20 clones of himself, and then when Manchun died, they all started fighting each other in the Manchun Wars, and there's only like 2 or 3 of them left alive now. Yeah, no, the Zentrum do in fact live in a tower that is basically called Evil Tower.
Jesus.
Listen, the Zentrum are honest about what they are. The only more honest group is the Xanathars Guild.
Gotta appreciate the game.
Located inland from the Sword Coast where the river... The fuck would... What river is that? Let me...
Grant, we can... we don't have to do this right now. We can just
true.
say an area.
Yeah.
We can just say an area.
But yeah, no, it's definitely near the Sword Coast, unfortunately for you. So yeah.
Could be worse. Could be next to Thay.
That's true. I guess that's true. So yeah, you do get sort of you get that part of the history. I'm not sure if there are any specific curiosities.
I guess the one thing she'll ask, like, what will happen to basically asking about what happened to Shrub Lobby 2 hours, but like what happens to the vampires, because I assume the pack was made was his vampirism because the pact with Shar, or was it just something else entirely? I just want to make sure.
I mean, the vampires did like that is how the pact with Shar kind of formed, more or less.
Gotcha. Okay. But no, mostly just small talk, giving him mooncake that she had because she feels bad for just barging in and say, "Give me the most painful memory you ever had. Tell me now."
Yeah. But yeah, eventually on the other side, Shar, just give me like a battle roll.
Give you a battle roll. All right.
You just succeed on this one.
If I enter a rage, do I get a +1 at all?
Yeah. Add the +1.
Cool. Combat moves. Battle. Add +1. Roll. Strong.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you... As the first wave of this attacking force sort of crashes against the wall, you lead from the front lines as Ismark will coordinate behind the walls. As you'll sort of maintain the front line as they try and breach through the defenses you stop quickly. As well, give me secure an advantage with wits. This is gonna indicate I'm gonna give you a +1 to the still, but this is gonna indicate how well you actually command as well, not just fight.
All right. And I do have a thing. When you enter the phase, you gain an advantage by charging into battle. Your ancestors charge with you. Add +1. So can I add +2 to the
Yes.
roll? And you said secure an advantage?
Yes. I have a lot of them. Well, listen.
Can't spend. Yeah.
Listen.
It's still a weak hit.
I was gonna say it's not a failure. So listen, this your army and you yourself are not like clearly inexperienced at this, and there's a lack of cohesion. But you manage to give enough, like you give enough good orders and let the lieutenants carry it through, that you like hold several waves before the army sort of retreats, as casualties do exist, but well, funnily enough, there would be dusk elves that are here as like clerics of Shar, healing people. So Elka is in fact here with you as she is healing the wounded. After you sort of can take a breather as the enemy is sort of regrouping as well. She'll sort of say to you, well, you're certainly not bad at this.
Yeah, Jashai will just laugh. It's combat's fighting's one of the few things I've been trained for. That's a good thing. I'm good at it.
You're good at fighting, I'm good at healing. We complement one another.
Yeah, Jashai will nod at that.
As yeah, you will see plenty of clerics providing support. Not sure if Cheshire has any opinions on this, but
I mean, she doesn't like seeing like the clerics of Shar healing, but simultaneously she doesn't see a way to stop them without like also looking like randomly cruel and vindictive to her men.
yeah, listen, that's definitely ingratiating a lot of the clerics with the fighters, with the soldiers. You're quite grateful to someone who eases your pain or saves your life or prevents you from suffering some like maiming injuries. These people are so nice. I don't understand why you so much hate for them. Clearly just out to help you. Yeah, there'll be a second attack before nightfall descends. So give me another battle roll.
All right.
Misses.
Combat battle +1. Roll with iron. Weak hit and yeah, no, I cannot spend momentum, so that's just a weak hit.
Question is, are you gonna accept Elka's healing?
Will like Cheshire personally accept it?
Yes. Because you will be wounded in this one.
I'm at 5 health. I can eat it.
Okay. Then yeah, take like 3 damage. As yeah, over the course of several engagements, you will suffer some rather deep cuts here and there as side of the enemies they've broken through the outer wall and they're like slowly being killed inside the different kill boxes you have set throughout the city. They are not organized enough to maintain a proper siege. They know they have to kind of break through, so they're very desperate at this. But with Ismark's help, the inner defenses are quite good at keeping them at bay before eventually night falls and as there's like a thick mist that surrounds the area. You can already see the fucking invaders just like start fleeing back as the vampire knights, well, start cleaving through them, and the werewolves are able to fully embrace their animalistic forms and just kind of let loose. As you will see the knight commander also descend upon the battlefield like a fucking typhoon. As the invading army basically sort of treats Elka next to you and says, "Well done, Commander Cheshire. Well done for your first mission. You don't need some assistance with those wounds."
Ah. Shai will actually, yeah, Shai will actually say to that. Ah, I forget. I'm a foreigner. You do not understand the ways of the Urdgant. Wounds earned honorably should scar over. The body is a tapestry, testament to glory.
Can certainly respect your zeal. Very well, there are others that need my comfort. As she's gonna take off, and eventually Ismark will approach also, looking battered. Says, well, we survived.
You did. It was good work you did.
Yeah, well, I can't believe I got roped into this scheme.
Scheme.
Yes. I was approached by the devil. He told me that this town wouldn't last without proper leadership. Leave him at first, but nothing to lose, I guess. Glad I did though.
Shio nods, as she'll say. These people may have been ungrateful to you once, but they need their chieftain. And Bildrath does not have the metal for it.
He like nods, says, "Yeah, well, we'll see what they think after this." As yeah, he's gonna make his way to the healing tents. As eventually you see the commander approaching you. She's like has a smile. She's clearly happy with the fact that she got to swing the blade around. Smell of battlefield. Nothing beats it, you know.
Ingredients there. Not had a fight like this since I think it was the first time I fought an ogre. I was only 17 then. I was all alone. Nearly broke all the ribs on my left side.
I'm telling you, this is the only pleasure I get nowadays. I'm gonna enjoy this. I am gonna enjoy this to its full extent. But I think you should report back to the castle. A lot of the soldiers are wounded. You need the rest. Did a good job today. The Archmage will definitely, both her and the steward are gonna help you reward such good service.
Sure, I will nod. She will include before she leaves. She will include. If you ever need fun outside the battlefield. Oh, that will likely be the same kind of fun off as well, sparring. But always need to keep the skill sharp.
She gives you like a smile and a nod. She'll turn around to start leading the knights to further pursue the enemies into the woods.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
before Cheshire does before Cheshire does leave, she does want to go talk to Donovan, both to make a show of going to the Temple of the Morning Look, but also because she wants to check on Donovan because it's
Yeah.
when she last left, he was in a pretty bad state.
Yeah, you can actually find him next to the priest of Shar. He's also healing the sick and the injured. He takes a break, looks at you and says, well, Cheshire, looks like you saved us. It's truly a blessing that you arrived.
Shire nods. Every soldier did their part, but the gods do look favorably upon us.
They do indeed, in the darkest of times.
How are you holding up, Donovan?
Well, I'm happy to see Ismark back. I hope he stays. We need people like him. And Bildrath has shown his, lack of resilience.
I think he will be staying, and I'll be including it in my report. If a change in leadership does happen, I think it should be allowed to happen.
She's still kind of nod and say thank you again. As yeah.
I think she'll just close off the conversation with my just telling him. She'll just tell him. I understand you've especially passed dark times recently, but I'm glad to see that you're still have your calling. It's easy to give up on the world when faced with pain, but I've learned recently from talking to a few people here, we can't give up this land to the night.
Yeah, you're correct. I think it's at least it helps me stay focused, A straight goal, clear direction.
She'll nod as that. She puts the hand on his shoulder. You're strong as any soldier, Donovan.
He'll smile and chuckle a bit at that.
Yeah, she'll take her leave. Because with the clerics of Shah doing so much healing, only so much they can do. But reaffirming the faith and drive of the local priests of the Morning Wood sounds like a good start.
Yeah, he seems still quite dedicated. As you will step through the mist, as Sage will also realize when you are being yanked away.
Yeah, she'll say goodbye to Casimir.
As Sage, you will find yourself in the study of Strahd. He looks at you and says, "Well, did you figure out what wanted to learn?"
Yep, I've learned quite a great deal of many things. I'm sure I'll be filled with. Well, I do have one last thing to ask you, actually, Strahd.
Yes.
Where exactly did you and Petrina do your ritual?
Castle's chapel. Nobody really goes there anymore. It used to be a lively place back in the day. A holy place.
Seems so very. Well, she was gonna say something, but she's gonna shake her head as she just stops herself from. Well, I have a idea. It's gonna be a crazy one, but if this all works out, then it's gonna work out.
Kind of like has an eyebrow raised.
Casimir had a couple ideas of how, well, this whole thing can be. Well, I don't want to give you any false hope, but I think I can undo the ritual.
Well, now listen here. That's not what Casimir told. I'm not sure if you're lying to him.
Grunt, I want to ask before I continue, because at least from Sage's idea, she's like, okay, I have to do this and make a vouch to Shar, and it's probably gonna cost me a lot. I
No, so
don't want.
what he
Yeah.
said is like you can appeal this to Char and basically negotiate
Okay.
her with her. Like she doesn't know what she's gonna ask, but this is not
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
undo the ritual.
Yeah, I
He
gotcha. Okay.
says this he's like, well, not everyone needs to be a prisoner in this place.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, then I'll fix what I said earlier. Then she's like, I think well, there's a way to hopefully fix the situation. Gonna try to go to the source itself. Gonna try to see I can talk to Shar.
Ask for what?
Well, try to see if she'd be willing to get this place out of the Shadowfill, to cut off Patrina's source and essentially make it so everyone gets to get out of here.
There's another moment where he just kind of glances to a different corner of the room, looks back at you and nods and says, "Yeah, sounds like a good idea."
Great, great. And don't worry, I got this. I just need to get to the chapel without too much notice, and I think I can do that.
Give me a secure advantage. It's.
Am I missing something? Oh no.
I mean, yeah.
Do I?
It was pretty interesting how he looked in the corner. It was just like, yeah, no, great idea.
Yeah, that's why she's like, I'm gonna, you're gonna. For her next thing, like, you stay here. Don't you fucking leave. I don't think I can add anything, so I'm just gonna roll with what she
It's gonna
said.
be quite a literal thing soon.
Yeah. God damn it. Got a weak kick, bro.
He seems. There's a mixture of sadness but content when he says that.
Okay, you know what? No. No, no, no. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I'm. Again, he glances off to the side quickly and then. No, it's illusions of the past distracting me.
He's gonna presumably get in front where that whatever he's seeing, just gonna try to like shake him if she can. Like, no, don't do this vague shit to me, Strahd. What are you thinking right now? Because that has a look of a man who's about to do something stupid. Because I know that look. I've done that look. What the fuck are you doing?
Yes, he did have a point. Can make an appeal to Shar. Get everyone out. Well, everyone else out.
Oh my gosh, Strahd, no, we're not. No. See, this is why I didn't want to tell you.
I'm the target of her desire. I'm gonna. And if this gets everyone out, I'm already. This will make all the wrongs I did in the past. Well,
Oh my
So write
gosh,
them.
Strahd. No. Okay, listen to me. Okay? First of all, the one who's at fault here is Patrina, apparently, as you already know. From the very beginning, this has been her ploy, okay? From the moment you've met her to all the way up till the fucking today.
She did not make me kill innocents. She did not make me slay the dragon. She did not make me butcher rebellion after rebellion. She did not make me bring up Dark Pact.
The reason why she went to her village was that she told them the plan. She told them that she had a pact that she was going to siphon off of Char's power, that she was going to use you to do it, and that she was going to make it so she would have all what she wanted to her people, which is why they got so upset in the first place. Because they hate Char. They do not worship her, and her plan was blasphemous to them. They knew what she was doing, and they tried to stop it. And that was her entire whole thing from the get-go. You were her target.
Recklessly endanger herself like this.
Well, if it makes it so the man who has all the power to kill people who get in her way and make sure no one else would ever say anything about it, why wouldn't she?
Dangerous? No, this is too far.
A gamble for power from a god is too far? What would you do for that? What would you pay for that? Who would you cross for that?
He genuinely looks sort of shocked. This whole thing, like the implications. Saying that was like if everything was always just fake.
According to her brother, they were aware of the manipulation, the pushing, the goading, the ensuring that she would do what she wanted.
That
And when they tried to chase her to stop the Siltril, to stop her, well, it was too late by the time they got there. And then you came. And anyone who knew the truth, except for him, was killed. Ron, I want to ask, because she's not going to say it, but I want to... Isn't it odd that she kept her brother? Would it be considered odd to keep her brother alive? Or would just...
Well,
at
it
least from...
seems like it's a form of punishment. Because her
Yeah,
brother
gotcha.
just kind of was the first one to try and kill her.
Gotcha,
She's
gotcha.
like, okay, motherfucker, you try and kill me, and like, why don't I just leave you alive, and you can see how I'm gonna raise generation after generation of Shar worshippers from the people who hated Shar.
Gotcha, gotcha. Look, I'm sorry, Shad. I'm saying that a lot today, but it seems, from my point of view, you were doomed from the start. It was her choice, her desire, her gamble.
Need some time to think about this. I was knew that she disliked me for a while, but you know, I always regarded those first years as treasured memory.
I'm sorry to break this to you, but I don't know how to tell you either, but I feel like you deserve to know before you had a reckless thought that you were some fucking monster. Yeah, some choices you made are definitely not the fucking best. There's still someone who had a hand in that owes responsibility for it too.
He sort of just collapses in his chair and just like slowly nods.
Ah, God, how bad is he looking, Grunt?
Oh, he's demolished. whatever shred of happiness he had tucked away in his soul has just been fucking shattered with a mallet.
You know, if you got a shot now, she might appreciate your work.
Yeah, Charlotte's definitely enjoying all of this, and she'll keep enjoying this.
Yeah, Sage will give him a hug. I don't. It's not gonna help. It is the only form of comfort she can give him right now.
As
She just says, like, I.
you can hear him start like crying, sort of gently faded, as these like tears of blood just kind of run down his cheeks.
Hey, okay. It's
As he,
shit.
yeah, he sort of like you can like he almost like immediately like gets up, pushes you a bit away, as he like glances around you, like starts looking around, as he like you can see him put his hand to his ears and just kind of muttering to himself, no, shut up, no, no, leave me alone, no. As he looks like he's going to a full-on mental breakdown.
Yeah, she's gonna try to like Strahd, listen to me, okay? It's just us. It's just me. We're right here together, okay?
Secure an advantage with heart.
Oh, I have one of those.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, damn it. I can burn
And
my
burn
moment with
momentum.
this.
Okay. As yeah, you sort of like manage to like sort of grab his hand and like manage to get him to look at you, as he's clearly hearing things, seeing things. God knows what the voices are telling him. It does seem like they are chastising him as he's
Listen to me.
trying to defend himself, his intentions.
Listen to me, Strahd. No matter what happened, there's a way to fix this, okay? You've been trying so hard to fix this. You've done good. Done so much good to try to circumvent this, okay? Like, you've helped children, you've been helping people. You are not a monster. You're just a man. You're just a man. And I,
And that phrase, when you say that, it seems to strike a chord with him. There was a time when I was, I would take that as an insult, but now I realize how stupid I have been.
well, it's easy to forget everything going on, but you're a person, Strahd. And just because you've made some mistakes doesn't mean that you can't try to be better, okay? It doesn't mean you have to do this alone either.
Thank you for everything.
I told you. Trust me.
As yeah, he's just gonna hug you.
Yeah, she's she's gonna hug him back.
As Cheshire, you're being brought in to sort of the audience hall, as you see both the steward and the archmage look at you with like happy faces. They seem quite pleased with the events. As Rohadin would speak to you and says, gotten preliminary reports from the field, and must say, Commander, your performance, while not extraordinary, definitely adequate, given the short amount of time and the conditions you had to perform under. I would say a good first step.
Shai will nod her head. It's my first time leading a group so large.
Done quite a good job. Which brings us to our proposition. Well, if you wish, by the power vested in me, I would offer you the title of knight. And, well, I believe with the blessing of the knight commander, make a fitting general. Days to come, a bit more practice.
Question, but make sure I understand anything. That is like confirming me as the leader of the human forces
Yeah.
of Barovia's army, correct?
Yeah.
I would be honored to accept.
Of course, there are some preparations to be done. The knighting process is not merely a procedure, it is a very important ceremony. We'll have to, well, imbibe of the blood of our Lord. But I believe will be for the best.
Shai will nod. Is there any other parts of the ceremony I should be informed of?
We'll be taking several oaths. Which, well, broken might have consequences, but this is not a lifetime assignment. You must merely abide by the terms of the oaths. There will be a way for you to renounce them, so should you choose to. A formal text will be prepared and given to you ahead of time.
Yeah, Shai will just nod again, indicating acceptance.
As yeah, they'll both nod and you will be dismissed as the celebration is planned. Blood match. General Doyle.
Keep your general's lawyer. Listen, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna have to have a word with Sage before the ritual. Like, hey, make sure it's actually struck blood I'm drinking. I have a crazy feeling the blood might get swapped out.
Definitely not gonna be Strahd's blood. They would not like hand you over to Strahd. They're like, nah, it's actually my blood.
I know that's why I'm gonna have to talk to Sage.
It's like, hey, whoa.
You're the one who will have to pull the switcheroo.
Oh no. Yeah.
But yeah, as you're dismissed, you could meet up with Sage and if there's anything you would like to discuss. Cause technically, you should be at the castle, as far as you know, Cheshire.
Yes, of course. Why would I not want to talk with my friend, who did not leave the castle and is here?
Yeah, you can meet in your quarters alone.
Oh, it's been a long day.
Cheshire looks quite wounded.
Holy shit, are you alright?
It's been a while since I've had wounds that will give me scars like this.
Well, they do add to the charm, so as long as you're still walking and breathing, I think it's good.
The battle went well. Barovia still stands, and I believe Ismark will be taking his position back.
Ooh. Ismek makes a return. That's good to hear.
Yes. And I will be confirmed as a knight.
That's cool. Are we excited about that?
Excited, yes. I will have to imbibe blood of the Lord. Loyalty. I am loyal to ensure loyalty, I imagine.
Yeah, I can assume that's what they plan to do. I'm. Are they sure it's the Lord's blood?
As like she'll make a show of like just like a wave of the hand, like a shrug, and she'll just say, "I would not assume it to be anyone else's."
Yeah.
I hope I should have to mention out of character. Like the indication is
Yeah.
she's worried about that. Just don't want to say it.
Yeah. Gotcha. I understand. Gotcha. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Seems you had got quite the popular girl around here, Cheshire.
Shy will nod. Success in combat often brings accolades.
Well, when's the big shindig supposed to go down?
Not sure. They said that first contract informing me of the oaths will have to be written.
Gotcha. Well, I'll definitely be there to cheer you on and make sure you have someone screaming the loudest.
Thank you. Thank you, Sage.
Of course. Nothing else? Have you told your vampire friend?
Imagine Sasha will know about it.
I meant
She's
Gertrude.
I've not seen Gertrude, I'll be honest.
Hmm.
I was supposed to go with her to Valaki. She asked me to find the man. So imagine she might be there looking for him. And if she might be somewhere, but if she's here, she's not made her presence known to me.
Far off on assignment then. Hopefully she had time to learn while we were gone, though.
I do hope she is okay.
Well, like I said, don't worry, Cheshire. I have a feeling a few exciting things are going to be coming along.
Good. I was worried that this place would get boring.
Never. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. She's gonna tell Strada me like if I get a chance to. Where the next scene we have is like, hey, is that really Patrina's blood or your blood? 'Cause I'm not letting my friend be enslaved by vampire people.
I mean,
I
yeah,
can afford it.
you could bring it up to him.
Yeah.
Find him after the. I mean, you can have Cheshire be there for the discussion as well. Like,
Yes. If Cheshire wishes to go, I'm just gonna just to make sure I'm reassured.
yeah, so you would both meet with him in his chambers as you bring this up to him. He sort of sighs and says, the only person I've ever shared my blood with was Trina. That was in a time of crisis. Everything else was taken through underhanded means. Maybe my blood that is used as an ingredient. But you see, up until now, all the leaders have been embraced as vampires. Can't have that for a leader of soldiers that should fight underneath the sun. This is a ritual that is unknown to me. I would rather you not drink the blood. Or if you must the blood, he looked at you, Sage. Have to switch it with something fake.
Gotcha.
Maybe not fake, but he genuinely looks very uncomfortable just speaking about this, as he says, I am willing to hand you a vial of my own.
Whoa, whoa.
Make it
Pump the
look more
brakes there.
believable.
Question: is there a way they can tell if she hasn't drinking blood at all? Is that something that they check? That you can check for?
There may be spells. The closer it is to the real thing, the harder it will be to spot. My blood on its own will not have adverse effects. She is a human. She simply passed through her system like a bad meal.
Ah. Can we just give her a bit of, I don't know, sorry to say this, Cheshire, a bit of random animal blood and call it a day?
You were willing to risk Archmage finding out about it?
Damn it.
I must be. I will be honest. I am confused. There is clearly something I am not aware of.
Um, there's a strong indicator that what their plan is to ensure loyalty to Katrina or being controlled in some way with some magical concoction she's going to make you drink.
No. That part is one I already understand.
Hmm.
I am. Because she doesn't want to come out right out and say it, because it's she's picking up that it's a sensitive subject, but like she doesn't understand why getting the blood from Strahd is like a
Strahd-
thing we're debating if it's the safest thing.
Strahd will speak out and
Yeah.
say, in the past, when it was just me and her, she took a lot of my own blood for what she called research purposes. Then she embraced others into the court and used that specific blood to awaken their full powers. Without my approval or opinion at all.
I am sorry to hear that.
It was my fault for believing, falling for obvious lies and manipulation. It seems I have been doing that for quite literally centuries at this point. I may be, in fact, the dumbest man alive.
Hey, now, you don't really being used and manipulated isn't something because you're dumb. It's because someone trusted or took your trust and used it against you. You can't be called dumb for having trust in people.
Nonsense, but I will provide you a sample in which
Cheshire will like just tell him. Thank you. Understand that this is not an easy thing for you, but I do thank you for helping me with this.
the least I can do. I was the one that brought you into this mess to begin with. He again glances off to the side and you can see him like clench his fists a bit. You'll excuse me. I am quite tired at the moment.
Shy will not. She'll make her leave. She does not understand what that means. She doesn't understand what's happening to him. She doesn't understand that there's a way to solve this without killing him now. So she feels pretty bad now.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot to tell you. I'm so sorry, Trisha.
She still thinks at the end of the end goal is still to mercy kill this man.
The question is Sage gonna stay after Cheshire leaves?
Yeah, she's gonna stay.
Like says,
So sorry, Trisha. I will tell you. Yes.
voices there. Can you, after this situation is done, you find Argyle though? Maybe, reach out to the ones tracking him. I have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Voices there.
Sure.
They're claiming I will be betrayed by everyone in the end.
Well, they're obviously fucking wrong, so, there's that.
Each looks at you and there's such a feeling of desperation emanating from him. You might be at this point, because Argyle is missing, you might just be his last fucking hanging thread.
I give him that Luffy thumbs up. Try to worry, I got you, my guy. Says, I told you. Trust me. We got this. And those little voices didn't know the whole thing about Petrina, did they? So they're not omnipotent, so fuck them.
Close your right, as he will pour open his vein as he's gonna bleed. Glass container, handing you a vial of blood. His
Okay.
undiluted power and immortality.
I don't know why. I expected it to look different for some reason. I don't know.
Must
Maybe
be
with
because
glitter
you're
inside
not
of it?
a. Must be because you're not a wizard. They seem to be very
yeah, it's
giddy.
probably that they're weird. Okay. So we have one option to take care of then. The next question I have for you is, when do you want to start to try to make that bargain with Shar for us?
He nods. I will take what Casimir gave you. I'll find an opportunity.
No. No. Not this, we're gonna do this shit alone nonsense, sir. We're gonna do this together, you know? I've been here since the get-go. You don't get to do this without me.
Fine. Proved your point. There's gonna be
Yes, you need me to keep your head on straight.
a faint smile at the end of that sentence.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna go try to do a old switcheroo. I'll be back.
As you take your leave, I'm sure if there's any last conversation you want to have with the Cheshire.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm not going because I feel like the safest place. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was about to say yeah, because Tashana would be waiting there because she doesn't want to talk to you about something. Because you seem rather close to him now, closer than when we left.
Yeah. I gotta let Trishar know some things. Oh, there you are. I was gonna look for you.
I wanted to speak with you, but Suppose there was something requiring your attention. When we left, he seemed rather aggravated.
Yeah. You know how it is. Revelations and truths can shake a person to their core. But don't worry. We're not out of the woods, but we're getting there. I may have. She kind of glances around. I may have found a solution to our original problem. One that doesn't require the original price.
Shia will. She's a little surprised at that, but she'll nod.
I can't give you all the details now, but I think it's going to work.
I prefer you give me as few of them as possible. I'm a bad liar. If somebody questions me on it, they are likely to get the truth out of me, especially if they use magic.
Yeah. True. At the very least, how crazy it gets, we are a team.
We are a team.
And don't worry.
Yes.
Oh, and I'll keep an eye on your back, and you keep an eye on mine.
Always.
Now, Grunt,
Yes.
I assume Sage just has no idea what they would hide this, so the best time to do the switcheroo is during the ceremony, possibly?
Uh,
The day of the ceremony?
yeah, it will be like the day of the ceremony because right now they're like prepping the
Mm.
thing. But no,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, okay, I
place
got
where the blood would be stored wouldn't be hard to like locate. It's just that the hard part is
Mm.
sneaking in, replacing the blood, and then sneaking out. That's the hard part.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. But she has to wait for the moment to begin that, basically, right?
Yeah, I'll probably
Okay.
best to give it some time. Speaking of time, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was Carl that went to try and track down Ergal, right?
Carl
Yes.
and the rest of the crew. Carl specifically going to like talk
Perez.
with
Yeah.
the hag Perez. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I make a letter for those guys somehow. But yeah.
Mhm. There's a servant that approaches both of you. It's fine. It's time for the revenge of the Sith. The Empire Strikes Back. As the servant approaches you two on the hallway and says, Archmage requests your presence, both of you.
Very well.
All right.
And as you are brought, this very nice, ornate balcony. Table has been set up. And as you walk onto the balcony, you see Patrina at one end of the table. You see another woman on the other end. You don't recognize her. But there is Carl. Just sitting and sort of slightly chewing on a piece of meat, looking back and forth, quite nervously. And there's another person at the table. Also, well, you do recognize, although you've only, I don't think, no, you both seen him. Yeah, you both seen Ergyle. Yeah, you recognize this man from the time you were snatched by the mists. He seems a bit more relaxed than Carl. As Patrina sort of looks at you, she politely gestures for you to take a seat.
She sits.
Yeah. Shia will sit down. Yes.
Um, I thought a bit of late night dinner is not gonna take too much of your time.
I can always use a bite.
Speaking of, here you've been quite busy, gallivanting around, in this ragtag team of adventurers together.
Eh, I think we all had the conversation earlier in the carriage, but adventuring sounds nice when you miss the warmth of a bed and linens and hot water.
Never realized how involved all of you were. Carl here has been, well, quite talkative. This
He
Carl
does that
just looks
sometimes.
quite like he hates himself now. Not sure what happened, but he does look like he just kind of hates himself. Ah, where are my manners? Presume you are already familiar with Ergyle over here, one of the Vistani.
Yeah, I think that's the guy who stole the money off my person. I would like some of that back, please. If you have it on you, I would really appreciate that.
He like smiles and says, "I'm sure I will make it up to you."
I hope so, Argal. That was a good bit of corn I earned.
He'll he'll continue and say, and she points to the other woman at the other end of the table. This is my mentor, Latska. Great and wise woman, in her own right. Elder of Berez.
Pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
to meet.
Just she'll smile and nod towards both of you. Say, Carl did speak quite highly.
He's a very kind man, yes.
As Rina will speak up and say, tell me, what were you expecting to find? What were you expecting to do once you found Argyle? Oh, so missive and elusive Argyle.
Mainly to explain to him that he's made a horrible mistake, and I would like some of my money back, as well as the fact, like, what the fuck was going on, because apparently he didn't play it by the book. At least that's what everyone tells me, anyway.
Oh, he played it by the book. Just not the book you were looking at. I feel like there's you both, your friend before he left, he understood. You both still think there's a chance of rebellion here. Of you undermining my rule.
I don't necessarily think that was what I was going for.
Carl was quite, well, talkative to Argyle. Of course, one is gonna be quite talkative. Someone who he believes an ally, a friend. Shrod is also quite talkative to someone he believes to be an ally. His only friend. My loyal spy. How do you think he's gonna take that when I reveal it to him?
Oh, you know him better than most people do. You've been with him the longest, so what do you think?
I think somebody visited my brother. They shouldn't have. think somebody is digging in too deep. What are you hoping to accomplish here, Sage?
To state my curiosity, ma'am.
Is it sated yet? Or can I answer more questions?
I do have one thing that confounds me. Maybe I just don't get people as well as I do. I just want to make sure I hit it from the source before I get the wrong impression. What was it all for?
A bit more specific.
Everything. This whole thing that you've done. What was it all for?
He's gonna chuckle a bit. As you see, Latska will also chuckle. And says, to achieve everything I have achieved. My own plane of existence. My own kingdom. Unmeasured power. To bask in the glory of immortality, but be able to enjoy all the fruits of its labor. To scam a god of their very own power.
Well, it's a feat not many people do often. But thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Sage. Do you think anything that happened to Shroud was an accident?
Mm.
Think he stumbled upon these rituals by accident? Do you think anything in his life was not by design? She's gonna glance at Latska. You didn't hear with a scheme that was executed the course of many decades and has provided so much. And now here you are, digging up the past. Did he tell you about the holy dagger in Valaki?
We talked about a lot of things, most of them really sad.
That's I'm gonna tell you right now. That's a lie as well. Made to be used against dumb heroes. Think I may just leave holy weapons around.
Kind of figured.
Ergyle is meant to bring in people to give Strahd, that glimmer of hope. One day he will break away, but none of you were accidental. I admit, Archmage was a bit too much, but luckily he was powerful but not smart. Fortunately, the vampire hunters were too subtle, too paranoid for my schemes to work. So I needed people who would be a bit more public. Like you. Once you leave and abandon him as well, or become generals, the army, I'll have sent for new heroes, new glimmers of hope. You can try to stop that and die, or you can move out the way, and sure, there are compromises to be found.
Well, like I said, my curiosity has been slated, and you've answered my question, so I don't really see much reason to continue to cause too much trouble in history.
I'll give you time by the end of tomorrow to make a decision. You can stay, you can leave. Paid for your services. Money and gemstones. Enough that set you up a good life in your little city. Far away from the troubles of this land. Same for you, Cheshire. Glorious battle awaits. As she looks back at Carl. Well, you can also enjoy a happy life. People you care about. All you have to do is not my way. The end of tomorrow. I expect you to have made up your minds by
The sage just nods.
Yeah, Shire will nod as well.
It's gonna be a quiet dinner unless you get up and leave.
It's free food. I'm gonna take some time to grab some of that.
It'll be
Try
a
not to look too bothered.
quiet dinner. As yeah, eventually you'll finish and you'll get up. Ergyle is gonna sort of walk away with Carl. Carl just manages to kind of give you a very sorrowful glance. As the two of you are left alone on the hallways. With a lot to think about.